Guys, I've got Melissa here, who's a men's and women's health physio, specialising in pelvic floor health. She's been a physio for over 40 years and specialising in pelvic floor for 20 plus years.
That's
unreal.
it.
So thank you
Yep.
for being here today,
My
Melissa.
pleasure.
First up, I suppose, tell me, what is the pelvic floor and why should people care about it?
Pelvic floor is the muscles underneath. So it goes from the pubic bone at the front to the tailbone or the coccyx at the back. And it's a combination of muscles, and it also includes the fascia. So it's a really important, we can't see it, so we don't actually know what it is. You can work out how to use your biceps, but you don't really know what your pelvic floor. We use it all the time, but we don't know how to control it.
Yep.
So it is really good to know how to use your pelvic floor muscles properly, because when you start to think about exercise, your pelvic floor forms the base of our core.
Yep.
So our core is your abdominal muscles, your back. I don't need to tell you, you know about this, but underneath you've got your pelvic floor.
Yep.
So it's really part of every exercise that you do.
Right, and when talking about pelvic floor exercise, what happens when you don't, I suppose, work on activating a pelvic floor correctly throughout an exercise?
So up to about 50% of people actually activate their pelvic floor incorrectly. The stats are really high.
Yep.
If you're not using your pelvic floor muscles properly, you're not getting the most out of your exercise, let alone that you're probably doing yourself some harm.
Yep.
So if your muscles are too weak, then you're not getting that support. So you might be contributing to prolapse, urinary bowel incontinence. If your pelvic floor muscles are too strong, you might be contributing to pelvic pain and also sexual health.
Yep.
So, you know, it's a pretty important
important thing. And in terms of bracing, because I think people get confused, bracing and activating pelvic floor, what's the difference?
Chalk and cheese.
Yeah.
So when you turn your pelvic floor on, it's much more subtle.
Yep.
And you'll feel tightness in the low tongue and then tightness in the perineum, so underneath.
Okay.
And you're not using your upper tummy muscles, you're not using your adductors, you're not holding your breath. So it means that you turn this on and then you do your exercise.
Yep.
When you're bracing, what you do is you hold your breath, you use these muscles, you're probably using your glutes and your core, and then you do
Straining sort of thing. Yep.
So that's actually contributing to that downward force on your pelvic floor, which is actually going to weaken it further.
Right. So you should be doing them both together?
No, you always engage your pelvic floor first.
And then brace.
And then, then you do your exercise, which might involve bracing, or it might involve, skipping or whatever it is that you want to do.
Gotcha. So when engaging your pelvic floor, what's the best cues to help people as a trainer and for members to think about?
It's really hard because everyone will activate their pelvic floor differently.
Yep.
So when we assess pelvic floor, we'll go through different cues and work out what's best for that patient.
Yep.
So sometimes it depends on what they're best connected with as far as their pelvic floor. You can tell them stop a wee.
Yeah. Gotcha,
and some people get that, some people don't. It's often different between males and females too. So stop a wee, if you're on the loo and you try and stop a wee, that's your pelvic floor muscles, but you could still be stopping really hard and using all these.
Yeah, it should be subtle.
So what you should, sitting is often a good way. If you're sitting and you think about stopping a wee, closing the vagina if you're female, and stopping wind, and you'll feel that tightness underneath and tightness through here.
Yep.
And then you want to feel that lovely let go.
Yep.
So the let go is really important. If you can't feel it underneath here, then are you doing the right thing? Or like now, I'm using my glutes.
Yep.
So that's wrong.
Yep.
So the chair gives you a little bit of feedback as to what your pelvic floor is doing.
Yep.
So that's sort of a
very subtle sort of thing. As you
subtle.
said, it depends. People take cues differently.
Absolutely. And you shouldn't know if I'm doing it, except you would with me because I'd be quiet. But other than that, you can tell if people are using their deep core muscles.
Yep.
But you can't tell what people are doing about their pelvic floor.
Yeah.
So people really, we all need to know what our pelvic floor muscles are doing when we're exercising.
Yeah, of course. And that probably brings us to the next question. Obviously, you're a male and female specialist. What's the percentages that you see? Is it, because obviously I think something is not spoken about much by males.
Oh, absolutely.
Is the pelvic floor.
I see a lot of males, and that's because I see a lot of prostatectomies.
Yep.
So prostatectomies are a fabulous group that you can really work hard and men improve so much.
Yep.
And it's that journey of, this is a bit sidetracked, but it's the journey of going from continence to not being continent, which is really hard.
Yeah, okay.
But men will have a lot of issues with bladder issues, urgency, bowel issues. They're often doing a lot of lifting they often
Yep.
have a lot of stress.
Yeah, okay.
So all these things, pelvic pain is a big issue with men, let alone sexual health.
Right.
So men have they have as many issues as women, but women will have pregnancy, they have menopause. So there's certain times in their lives that our pelvic floor is more prone to being an issue.
Gotcha.
But sometimes it catches up with us later in life.
Yeah, okay. So for members who obviously come to sessions, are doing sort of 3 to 4 sessions a week, what's something, I suppose, that you recommend that they could do, like from today, just to improve their pelvic floor?
I think just trying to be aware about what their pelvic floor is doing and
Yep.
getting that really good technique.
Yep.
I think if you've got any issues, go and get it checked. Go to
Yep.
pelvic health physio that, is doing this all the time. And it's really common.
Yeah.
If you know what you're doing, then you know when you're working too hard. So with exercise, you might find that I'm really good. I can do 10 squeezes, 10 reps, whatever.
Yeah.
But I get out there and I've done, 10 minutes worth of exercise. My pelvic floor's got tired.
Yeah.
Or I've had a big night the night before, which of course I wouldn't, but I've had a big night the night before. And therefore, you're just not engaging, not thinking it through as much.
Yeah.
So I need to be able to feel confident. Say, hey, Nick, my pelvic floor's struggling today. How can I modify this?
Yeah.
And I know you're really good at doing that.
No, thank you. No, that's a good thing to know. Yeah. And as we said about before, speaking to your trainer, actually having the confidence to say something, because obviously we don't know.
No, you're not going to know.
Yeah.
And, when we're all talking with each other, we've really got to make sure we're still aware. So we've got to be pretty good at doing that.
Yeah.
And you want to make sure that when you're exercising, say we're doing 10 reps and you've got a weight that might be heavy, but, by the time I get up to 8, 9, 10 reps, is my pelvic floor still holding at the right time? And can I still feel it let go?
Yeah.
Or has the pelvic floor actually fatigued after 5 reps?
And it's just holding on for dear life sort of thing.
Yeah, or it's not holding on at all.
Yeah, yeah.
So therefore that weight is too heavy, or I've done too many reps.
Yeah.
So they're all things that can be modified.
Yeah.
And hopefully you see improvement with the training.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay.
So the stats are amazing. Like 1 in 3 women will have bladder issues.
Yep.
1 in 10 men, 1 in 5 kids have bladder issues.
Wow.
1 in 20 have bowel issues. 1 in 5 women or females assigned at birth will have pelvic pain.
Wow, yeah.
50% of women will have some degree of prolapse, and no one talks about it.
Yeah.
And because no one talks about it, they think, it's only happening to me. It's like, no, we've got 2-story building of just pelvic health issues.
Yes, that's something we'll say as well, Melissa. Whereabouts do you work? Obviously, you're a local pelvic floor.
549 Burke Road.
Yep, so nice and local.
Yeah, Camberwell. Look, it's, this is what we deal with all the time.
Yeah.
10 physios. It's we have a great work environment. But it's all about education. It's all about people understanding how to engage your pelvic floor and what you should be doing.
Yeah.
Because the whole idea is we don't want your pelvic floor to be stopping you from doing things.
Yeah.
We want you out there doing all the things that you want to do. You just got to work out how we're going to manage that pelvic floor to do those things.
No, I absolutely love it. That's awesome. So thank you so much for being here today.
That's all right.
I love
pleasure.
it. Hopefully people watching this have taken something home to either implement, or hopefully it's given them the confidence to speak about it to a trainer or to someone, or book into someone like yourself.
Yeah, and I think if everyone can just share it with someone else, it just helps to make people feel more confident. To go, hey, I'm not sorry, my muscles, my biceps weren't very good. I come and speak to you.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
100%. No, thank you very much.
My
Melissa.
pleasure,
Have
Nick.
a great weekend.
All right, you too.